Okay, for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to create an 11 by 17 Illustrator document and show you a bit about the artboards again, as well as layers. This is mostly a demonstration about project 4, where you're going to have to create 11 by 17 3-page document in order to create your images and your presentation. So, first thing we're going to do is, these are the menus on the left. You can open a document, an Illustrator document from here, from your file folders. This is home. You can go to tutorials here on learning. You can open your files here as well. You can, and these are the ones shared with you. These are the ones deleted. This list down here is your recent, and these are up here on the right, try now, different beta things that they're working on updating in Illustrator. And this is the latest beta that they want you to try as well. And for now, we're going to go up to New File. You can also do it up here at the top menu. Click on New File, and you'll get a menu at the top that gives you different sizes for different things that you're going to be working on in the future, and free templates as well. Mobile, phones and such, web screen sizes, print screen size or printing sizes, branding, which could be like headers, banners, email headers, things like that, social media, Facebook, Instagram, and so on, art and illustration for posters, postcards, things like that, film and media or video, 4K, 8K, and then free templates. We're going to go to print and click on tabloid, which is 11 by 17. And if it comes up points, you just click on this little drop-down menu and click inches. And it's 11 by 17 in a vertical setup right now, and we want to change it to horizontal. And you're going to need 3 artboards for this particular project, but it can apply to whatever project you're working on. You would just change these settings here. I'm going to click it to 3, and a bleed. You can use this because this is going to be good for you to learn. Bleed is where you take your images out to, so that when the printer cuts your image, or once you've printed it on the printing press, it doesn't cut off the image. Right now it's set for CMYK, which is for print only. I'm going to change it to RGB, which is for screens only, and it's going to come up with this little triangle here that says the chosen color mode is different from the color space defined by the document profile. Panel content may not match the new color mode. This will matter when you get into color swatches and things like that. But for this particular purpose, you can override that because it doesn't matter for this particular situation. So I clicked OK, and I get these artboards in a default manner. And if I do not like that, which I do not, I can go over to the Artboards, which is right here, and click on the hamburger menu and scroll down to rearrange Artboards. And I would like them to be in a vertical mode, and I want it to be 0.5 in case anything goes over the edge of the artboard spacing. Okay. So now you have your artboards, and I want to make sure you know how to move the artboards. So this is 1, 2, 3. If I move 3 up here, and I'm going to put numbers on these just so you can see like that they're actual numbered artboards. Make it 48. No. There we go. I hit escape to get out of there. So I just pulled the box up to the number. I'm holding down the shift key. Come on, do what I want you to. Shift And now it'll make it bigger. No, it's not. Come on. There we go. Sorry. It was not working for me because I forgot to click the little ball on the side. Now it'll work. I'm holding down Option. Option is not doing it correctly because it's letting it stretch. I'm changing to Shift to correct that. And I don't know if you guys remember this thing I told you about, the spacing underneath particular font. Here's a good example of that. I'm going to hit Command plus to go in and then Command plus to go out. I'm going to copy and paste this Command C onto each artboard, Command V, and as you can see, I put it on the same one. I'm going to go to Artboard 3. Which one's Artboard 3? That one's Artboard 2. This one's Artboard 3. It's in the wrong order. And it's not putting it on Artboard. It keeps putting it on Artboard 2. If I click on Artboard 3 and press V, it's still putting on Artboard 2. Go to Artboard 3, Command V. See, it was getting it because you're clicking. I'm clicking on Artboard 2 and saying Command V, but I wanted to go on Artboard 3, which is not what I'm clicking on. So I went over here and clicked on Artboard 3, which is this one. That's 2, that's 3, but they're out of order. So now that I have a number on all of them, oh, I have an extra one. Now that I have a number on all of them, I'm sorry, it's bugging me. I'm just dragging around them to align them because I want them to be aligned. There we go. So this is Artboard 2. Change it to Artboard 2. And I have an extra one still there. I must have did several of them. There's Artboard 2. It's Artboard 3. So this is the confusing part. These say Artboard 2, Artboard 3, but they're not in order by Artboard 2, Artboard 3 on the Artboard. So I'm going to go up to Rearrange Artboards, and I'm going to change them, and it should put them in a different order. See, it put 3 in the middle. It changed it. So whatever order you put them in on the Artboard, when you rearrange it, it'll put them in that order. So be careful when you make sure all of your artboards are labeled correctly, and you know what artboard goes with what artboard, because when you go to rearrange stuff, it will change it. And you'll be confused why it changed it. So when you rearrange them, whatever their order are on this Artboard menu is what order they're going to be put into. If you had it like 1, 17, 25, 3, it's going to put them all in that order. So 17 is going to be all the way up at the top, and 25 is going to be all the way top, and that's not what you want. Make sure they're in order of how you want them. The next thing I wanted to show you is the Layers panel. The Layers panel will have your images and designs on them. So right now I have one layer and all of my information is on one layer. So when I turn it off, and I don't know why it's doing that, am I in some kind of weird mode over here? No, I'm in normal mode. It turns off the images, the whatever design you have on them. And if you have, like we have here, 3 different artboards, you want a layer for each artboard. You do not want all of your designs on one layer, because they will get very confusing very quickly. So what you want to do, I'm going to bring this, oops, I just merged them for some reason. You want to add layers. So you can either do it here at the bottom of the Layers panel, or you can do it up here at the top. You can add new layer. And there's two ways. Let me go back and show you what happens. You can either do it this way, where it just adds it to the layers panel, or you can do it this way, where if you want to add a layer and you want to name that layer, let's just say I want to name this layer Artboard 3, I can do that. And it's gonna be designated with the color green. And I want this one right here to be Artboard 2. I can double click on it and change it to the name to Artboard 1. And this one can be Artboard 2. So I just double clicked on the word, and that's how you change it. And then you can drag these around. You can drag this one up to the top, Artboard 1. Oh, that didn't change to Artboard 2. I have to put 2 in there. 2, and press enter. And 3. So right now, everything is on Artboard. I don't know why it's changing to bright white for some reason. It doesn't usually do that. Everything is on Artboard 1. You can tell that because it has an arrow. If it doesn't have an arrow, there's no design on it. So now I want these to be on the correct layer. I'm going to click on this little area right here, because if I click on this area, it'll ask me if I wanted to option name this to something different. Don't do that. You're just going to click it and drag it to Artboard 2, and when it highlights the whole Artboard, that's when you want to drop it. I'm going to click on that and hold it down the mouse key and drag this to Artboard 3. Now if I go right here in the middle, oh, it's not letting me. If I go in the middle, it's going to put it under there and put it right under number 1. It's not going to take it to Artboard 3. So it has to be completely colored blue to drop it there. So now you have an arrow and all of your information is on each layer. So remember to keep your layers organized. Keep whatever is on Artboard 1 on Artboard 1 layer, whatever's on 2, and so on. So do not mix up your layers, because if you get like a lot of stuff on your layers, it's going to be really hard to figure out where it's at and how to change it and to keep them organized, as well as what's on top of what. Your layers will get intermingled. Let's say I just put 2 on top of 3 and on the same artboard. Now, and I move them down to Artboard 3. If I were to do the Pathfinder, 2 is on top of 3, and it will remove stuff. If I do minus front, that's what's going to be in front and be minused. So not only be aware of what is on your artboard, on each artboard, and make sure it's on the layer, but also be aware that whatever order they're in on the artboard is the layer on top, which one's on top, in the middle, on the bottom, because that's going to be important when you're doing either Shape Builder or Pathfinder or doing strokes or fills, things like that. You're not going to be able to figure out what's what unless they have them in a nice neat order, which, as you can see, when I drag this on top, 2 is on top, so that is on top of 3. So if I did the Pathfinder tool, 2 would be the minus front, so you would be minusing 2 away. If it were the other way around, 3 would be on top and 3 would be minused away. So this is your layers. This is your artboards. Sorry. This is your artboards. Keep everything in order, and when you go to export things and you have more than one artboard, or you only want to say export artboard 1 and 2, you would go up to File, Export As, and it would give you the option down here at the bottom, right here. Use artboards, and you can do a range 1 to 2, or 2 to 3, or 7 to 10, or whatever you want, and it would only export those artboards for you. So that is how to open a file, how to rearrange your artboards, how to create layers, how to arrange your information on layers. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, let me know.